The Destinator has been teased left and right in Metro Manila, but has finally been launched today, officially. Now, ahead of that, we were given more than just a sneak peek of this vehicle. Now, while we're here in Japan, some of what you get inside this vehicle may differ to what is actually going to be launched in the Philippines. Do join me on this quick walk around so that you have an idea of what to expect. Now, on paper, the Destinator is a 7-seater SUV. Its size, though, is what may throw some people off. In height, it's a little bit shorter as well. The ground clearance, though, is quite impressive because while the Montero maintains roughly about 218, 220 millimeters, you're looking at 214 millimeters of ground clearance on this vehicle right here. So, SUV? Yeah, most definitely. Robust and gravitas are the key ideas Mitsubishi is conveying throughout the exterior design. A large grille with copious amounts of cuts and slats up front, and T-shaped LED headlights and fog lamps below lead the charge, which mimic Mitsu's design language. Roof rails add a bit more character, as do the protruding wheel arches both at the front and rear. Cladding at the base of its doors emphasizes the ground clearance, which sits on a set of 18s wrapped in 255/55s that house disc brakes all around. The rear lamps take the same form as up front, which sit well beneath a thick spoiler and a third brake light up top, and a uniquely shaped bumper below all sit atop a spare tire right underneath. It most certainly has a power tailgate, which I'm still getting used to because my Montero doesn't have a power tailgate. A bit of space here in the rear, more cubby space found down below, it mimics that of the Expander. So do the seats. Well, the Expander and the Montero the same way because, 7-seaters are 7-seaters, which easily fold. Now, while I don't have the exact figures as to how big it is, when I eyeball it, I look at maybe about a balikbayan box, possibly even two, but definitely enough space for a balikbayan box and let's say a large maleta. That isn't going to be an issue at all. Let's get inside the car, shall we? I'm pretending like Jack's here, but I'm shooting this by myself, so I'm gonna walk away and then I have to press the button anyway, like an idiot. Okay, now run to press the button. Hopping into the second row. Now, the amount of space that you're gonna have in the third row will obviously depend on how generous you are in the second row because you are on rails after all, which is always going to be a good thing. So the first impression that I got inside this vehicle is that it seems like it's got the space and the width of a Montero, but it's closer to that, the interior is closer to that of what you would get in an Expander, both for the second row and the second row and the third row. Let's go through the toys that this particular model has. You have a share of a panoramic roof, which actually is pretty great. And while that's there, the headroom is actually still quite decent. The legroom in front of me is, well, amazing because you are sitting quite high up. Here in this particular model, you don't have one, but you have two tables, which is pretty cool. Also, you have your air vents up on top, which are controlled by the controls down here. Blower controls. Underneath that, a Type A and a Type C charging point. A third passenger here in the second row. It's plausible. It's not like he's going to be very, very comfortable for a long trip, but since the tunnel is not that low, it's a possible thing. It's quite roomy, quite spacious. Oh, I didn't see this. There are air vents for the third row. That's nice. So you're not dependent on the air vents here for the second row to cool off the third row. There's a pair of air vents back there. Hey, that's pretty good. Let's get up front. Here up front, it's giving off a nice premium interior. My view is quite good. The A-pillars are not the smallest things on the planet, but they're not the largest either. So my view is pretty darn good. I'm sitting quite high. The dash is quite flat. This entire area right here, which is obviously your infotainment and your instrument cluster, is not overbearing that it takes over. The dashboard is quite sleek. Very, very fine, very, very Japanese, right? It's not cluttered at all, the top part. Below that, you've got some buttons. I'll turn the car on. You've got buttons for your air immediately. This is your air as well. So that Jack will absolutely love because you can get to it immediately. Underneath that, you have charging points, 12-volt socket, Type A, Type C, wireless charger, and then your drive modes. Now, important to mention that this car has a new drive mode in the form of tarmac. Now, what tarmac means is, well, I'll save it for the review, but I wanted to let you know that there is an extra drive mode that's available inside this car. Okay, I haven't talked about the screens. You have an 8-inch instrument cluster that's fully colored and it looks bright and brilliant. That's very good. You have a 12-plus-inch touchscreen infotainment system that doubles obviously as your reverse and 360 camera. If there are cameras found on the side mirror, yes, they were. I forgot to check that, but there is now. I checked, so a 360 camera there. And it also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And a few other digital meters that you can have also display, which will tell you the angle that you're at, how high up you are on a mountain, or how much below sea level you are, and all that jazz. There is quite a lot of piano blacks that's found around the automobile in high traffic areas, but it does give it a bit of premium look to it. As are rather the drive modes, or rather the advanced driver assist systems that you have inside this car, because it's a full suite. You've got lane keep, you've got front mitigation braking, rear mitigation braking, and all that jazz. Now, obviously, the largest question that people are going to have is, yes, it is most definitely a 7-seater SUV, but what's under the hood? What's going to be able to keep us rolling on the road? Well, let's get to that. Underneath, you have a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder gasoline engine that is turbocharged, that produces 161 horses and 250 newton meters of torque, mated to a CVT. Now, while that displacement doesn't sound so good, it can actually propel this car from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 8.9 seconds. We're not gunning for any land speed records here, but that's quite impressive coming from a 1.5. I'm kidding. Okay, look. We were able to test out, or drive this car rather, and test out two of the drive modes. One of the drive modes surprised the heck out of me, which is the mud mode. This, after all, is a gasoline engine, and it's not a very big one, but yet it was still able to do some pretty gnarly stuff on some very muddy roads. Whether I was driving it or executives from Mitsubishi were driving it, it was capable, and it didn't seem like if it was having a hard time at all. The second is, well, as I mentioned, the tarmac mode. And that, well, here's me. So we've also been given the opportunity to drive the Destinator around the track of the Mitsubishi compound or offices. And right now, we were told that we've been given 2 laps. The first lap, to drive it on normal mode, just to basically give you a basis of what the car really feels like to drive. It doesn't feel big at all. It feels like your typical SUV. Sway, yeah, it sways a bit, but not unexpectedly. I mean, you basically, it's like something that we've grown accustomed to. It feels stable. The steering is definitely lighter than my Montero. That I can tell you for sure. The steering is lighter than the Montero, but heavier than the Expander, I feel. The pickup of the 1.5, it's a little throaty, but it's quick. I mean, it can get up to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.9 seconds, right? So there's that. And we are, by the way, just on normal mode. So I don't know exactly what to expect by moving it into tarmac. Maybe better traction, maybe less swaying. Well, it's not as if it's swaying much right now. I mean, look at me. I'm driving this thing at 60 kilometers per hour around a turn on the tarmac, or rather on the test track, and I'm using 4 fingers to hold it in place, so it's not much. And now we're changing the drive modes into tarmac. Okay, tarmac mode confirmed.
Thank you.
difference is. It's a more peppy response from the engine. Sway, how does it sway? Oh, the response from the accelerator is much quicker. It's immediate almost. This is an SUV and it's giving me like let's go racing vibes. Wow, there's no lag in the turbo when you accelerate on tarmac mode. There's no lag, there's no spooling. Like it's gotten everything together as quickly as possible and it's pushing it out really quick. So it's not an improvement on the suspension, on the swaying, as far as I can tell. It's really just about throttle response, and it's quick. How is this 1.5 so quick, carrying all of this body? Strange. Cool, but strange. I just came to the realization that the car behind me, and I do realize we're in Japan, but it's a right-hand drive, so that's fine. But this is a left-hand drive car, which I hope I'm right by assuming that this is basically the same variant and model and specifications that we're going to get back home. I'm kind of hoping on that. Now that we finished the walk around, let me know if it is indeed the same or close to what we have back home. Now, if you want to get your hands on this 2026 Destinator, take it out for a test drive, head on over to AutoDeal.com.ph or download our app, which is available on iOS and Android, which can connect you to dealers nationwide, Mitsubishi dealers nationwide, to get you a test drive and to also help you get the best car at the best price. I personally can't wait to see how this does on Philippine roads. I want to know the fuel efficiency. I want to know the comfort with jack in front. This should be interesting. Yeah, I'm excited for this car.